Um, we're back again. So, um, let me stream. Let me get started real quick with the stream. Okay, so it turns out I guess I was wrong about me not live streaming the Matroska exporter any more about that because I thought it'd be all simple. And screw it, it doesn't matter how simple it'll be. Well, at least I got some bit of it, and then the rest is just, I guess, patchwork, really. Well, at least I give it my best shot. Also, I went to the store today, and the cashier handed out, they gave me a free lollipop. So I'm having that right now. Alright, I'll try it out. Let's promote this. Let's just get that up real quick. Tell my friends, hey, I'm live streaming. So, yeah, now I got an idea for how we do the metadata stuff, and so we're gonna go figure that out, and we're gonna, that's probably the first things we're gonna do. So yeah, actually, okay, let me actually do something real quick before I get started now. I just... Be right back. Alright. I didn't clean up from last time. I just put my computer to sleep and didn't really do much. I know I got some notifications on Codebug. So let's see. Okay, yeah, it's... Okay. Okay, so you know what, yeah, let's get started right now. Alright, So we're back again. Let's just go ahead. Just do it, and see what happens. Now, I know. I was thinking that we'd have to do metadata processing initially in process. Actually, I have an idea. So what we're gonna do, so this context struct, I don't think we might actually need this metadata field. So let's actually make another anonymous struct here. Pardon me if I'm misusing C++ terms. I don't think you could, yeah, no, wait, this actually did have the metadata. Oh, and it's a unique pointer. Wow. Listen, oh no, I'll just do cax metadata or something, because it's gonna be a bunch of, like, cax structs, and you'll see what I mean, so. Right. So okay, this is some file header stuff. And so it's edoc type. I don't know. Basically, I think there's just file header stuff, and then you render that. So you got the file header. So you got okay, so and then eventually we'll render that to the file, but not yet. Okay, and I finished off the lollipop, the Android 5, if you will. I'm kidding. Okay, that's collecting context. Okay, so then, so first we collect the preferences. We set up the file for export. So first off, looks like we actually, I think this actually might be more low level than I previously thought, because it looks like we're dealing, well, I mean, we use libbybml ourselves directly, so I guess that's a clue. I don't know, I haven't really looked into the Matroska API. Maybe that's what you have to do or something, but I'm not entirely sure. Instead of file head, well, that can actually be made a reference, but I'm not gonna do that. We're just gonna do context.file head, because we're gonna add it to the I just call it cax metadata. I don't know what much else to call it. Dot file header, or maybe, because that is a bit long. Oh, almost forgot about that one though too. Get rid of that fix me, because we're actively addressing it. I don't exactly know if we're gonna need that metadata. We're just getting it set up, but if we actually don't end up using it, then cool. So yeah, so the first, let's actually document here in process, like the way of I'll just get rid of that code. But let's also document here file head. It goes file head, I think segment size or whatever. I don't know if there's anything used in this. File segment. I mean, we do read from it, so you know what. File head segment size. Reserve some space for the meta segment at the end. Then use space. Then and also writes some metadata as well. Like it writes, this is writing okay, I'm gonna just continue on, and then I guess like there's like some miscellaneous stuff, and then is that it for like the metadata? I think that actually could. Oh no, then there's this like amp and other info, track names, or track name. It's not really. We gotta figure out the multiple track situation. I might actually have to go and read the spec. Let me see. Okay, and then you set up the. Okay, so that's right. We need to deal with this encoder. So yeah. So then then you do some like set metadata. Okay, so then after the create makes it, then I think we actually go ahead and like proceed with the actual rendering. So you know what? Oh, and that's adding markers as chapters. And then that's it. Okay. A good chunk of this is like metadata processing, I think. So let's actually go ahead. Let's just worry about rendering it to memory first. So, okay, we set up the head. There's some stuff here, some miscellaneous stuff that I haven't looked into. It's kind of like setting some app metadata, I guess, and precision. Like, it's format info and, yeah, just format info. Okay, so first off, let's get some of this. Then, I think we're gonna need a, yeah, there's a file segment. What's a file segment? There's file header, there's, do we need to get a file segment? Yeah, that's set up there because it's set up right after. Well, we have this, so let's just go ahead, file segment tags, and then, or like format metadata, I guess, and then this can be metadata. Format metadata. Boom. Actually, let's just do head like EBML head. File head. file header equals context.format metadata dot file header. Just because I can get long, and there we go. Okay, so that should work. Then we also need the file segment. Context of format metadata dot file segment. File segment because references. Oh, timestamp unit. Because that's format info. Okay, so this I guess we can paste here. Well, we don't really need the weight. I mean, we're already gonna be dealing with that anyways. We do need the track list, which I don't know. Is it? Let's highlight all actually, because I think that would be helpful. Tracks. Yeah, it looks like it only is just ever used in getting tracks dot selected. So I could actually refactor that a little bit. Oh, and then there's well. There it's used also, but nowadays... Oh, and then the actual... Okay, yeah, so you will... Okay. I kind of forgot about that. For those that also just joined, and I do apologize if I'm late in seeing you, we're working on the... on Tenacity's... porting Tenacity's Matroska exporter. So we're going to go ahead... I'm working on the metadata part of it. Turns out, I guess, we're kind of refactoring it so that it... I kind of honestly thought I'd be doing a bit of patching here and there, but like it turns out we're not really doing that. We're actually thinking it through, which is good, I guess. Oh, because we don't do using namespace Audacity. It's in the Audacity namespace. Oh no. Okay, don't do that, and consequently don't do those either, because that's rendering it to the file. We don't actually want to render it to a file. So, okay, where were we? Oh yeah, we're just like, there's a file segment that we, work on. Do we ever need my infos again, or is it just that my infos? Because then I think it just then gets rendered. Okay, so, yeah, that's fine. So then we just do that. Do we ever need to keep my tracks or anything? Oh yeah, for the multiple tracks and said such. I guess that actually will be needed. Or like entry tracks. I guess it's not necessarily format metadata, but it's just kind of... I don't know. Is that necessarily like... That's not necessarily... Let's actually take a look at this though. Most of this is probably... A lot of this is just going... Oh, wait. Yeah, a lot of this is... This actually... I guess it's not really that much than I initially thought. I don't know. Okay. Track size. My tracks up render. No, we don't want to do that yet. We're still working on this stuff. Rendering. Like it's formatting info about the program such that gets rendered. Don't render it quite yet. So we are gonna need my infos, I guess. So it's gonna be after file segment. It's gonna be like. Well, no, actually, no. We do. File segment. Do we ever use file segment again? Oh, add tags, set metadata, which I don't necessarily know if we like. I mean, I don't think, does it get rendered? Because you have the file segment. Then you have the tags. Then after, when we go to add clusters, then I think we actually go to, that's when it's actually, I don't know. I'm just going to leave that as is, and then we're going to figure out, how it's to go. So, I know we were dealing with that info. My tracks are enable checksum. Let's do something like this then. File segment. And this is where we then get the track name to do multiple tracks. Yeah, but that's not the intent here. Okay. Then we get something like this. Number of channels, I should say. Channels. Get default name doesn't exist, and it should be get default audio track name preference plus uh-oh, yeah, I forgot to copy that. Whoops, no worries. Alright, so if it really, I guess, just takes the name of the first track or something. So, well, it's actually KV Toolnix. I actually wonder if there's like, let's actually install this, right? Because we should be able to view metadata of MKA files. So if I do generate noise, right? This is gonna be audio track. So okay, if we do export as Matroska, real quick, I am simply not wanting you to. I don't want you to sing my files. Okay, where the hell? Okay. Untitled.mka. Actually, don't keep labels. And then the metadata. Okay, so then, wait, sorry. Oh no, okay, we're good. So then what we're gonna do is we got this bit. So it's I'm putting it up in MKV Toolnix GUI. So we got this language is because undefined. So properties. Okay. Bit per sample. Force display no, default track yes. It does not have a name. Oh, that's only if it's not. Okay, so if we do my cool audio and then we export it. I accidentally hit Control Shift S before I was gonna export it. Do replace it. Okay, boom. Okay, now can I reload this somehow? Open. Sorry about that. If I had to do them on a setup, then, you know, that would all just work out well. It would work a lot better, actually. Documents. Tenacity. Tests. That you may know. That is not supposed to be a GUI config. What? Not open settings. Where's... Oh wait, it's in the multiplex. Yeah, close settings. Can I just like, I guess we, I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna just like, okay. So, wait, is there any way that I could just kind of, okay. So, alright. Now, oh, it still doesn't have a name. A source file, and then source files other than the program. I don't know why that's not doing it. I don't know if it's MKV Toolnix or what, but info tool. Okay, EBML head segment, seek head segment info. There's what? I guess it just crashed on me for whatever reason. Open this file. Yeah, write an application is Tenacity 1.3. I might try to capitalize as Tenacity. Okay. So then it would show up. Track type is audio. Alright. Maybe I was just looking in the wrong place. Then you have different clusters, and that's the actual audio data. Let me actually just... and then you got queues. Interesting. Various different queue points. Interesting. We got a track. Doesn't look like it has a name, I guess. Oh, you know what? I think it takes it from here. I was thinking of the clip. No, this is my cool audio. Yeah, I was thinking the wrong. I was thinking this was a track, because I think at some point it actually could have been thought of it as a track in Audacity. I'm not joking. So let's open it again. There it is. Yeah, so it only writes the name if it's not the default. Otherwise, it's not giving it a name. We haven't gotten any complaints about that. So we're just doing the same thing here too. But the thing is, I shouldn't have closed Tenacity. No worries. Because otherwise, if we generate noise and then let's say track 1 and then let's duplicate it, I'm gonna name this as track 2, and it's the same audio. We don't care about the clip names because that's not what gets saved. Export it, save, yes, overwrite it, okay. Then we're gonna go to here, and then we're gonna go left click, right click actually, MKV Toolnix GUI, or really, I really should just open it up and do that. So we got a track. Oh, you know what? I guess it's rendered all to a single track. You know what? Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I guess Matroska is a multi-track. So okay. So it seems that it got the track 2 name. Yeah, I mean, if Matroska is like multi-track, then you know what? I mean, we can experiment with that. I don't know what program. If we assume Matroska is multi-track, then I mean, I don't know. I'll have to look into some specs. That's interesting, actually. Interesting. Okay, so you know what? What I want to do with some exporters, real quick, is I want to just split like the actual stuff that they do, like the actual, I guess, encoding, decoding, into like different separate codec and like codec classes, you know, where where a codec provides an encoder or a decoder. One of these days maybe I'll like give some visuals or whatever, and then this would be a perfect adaptation. But anyways, yeah, especially now that I know what is going on. The track language, this track language, so then, well, if it's actually, well, 1.4.6 is what I'm gonna just assume. Okay. Alright, back to where we were. So yeah, we were doing this. Let me close out that. You may see those files because those are Tenacity tests, and I have a lot of them. Okay, so then what we're gonna do, CAX codec ID, codec, okay. So then that's more like, I guess, the audio info, and then if we have, then that sets up the encoder, which, you know what, if we are choosing, if we do have that case, okay, so then what we're gonna need to do, this struct is getting a bit large, but then again, if you look at export opus, then There it is. Standard optional MKA FLAC encoder. Undeclared. Well, it's there. Oh, if it's like, yeah. Okay. Now, okay. I actually got it. I get it. Then there's gonna be an optional FLAC encoder, which we do have. Okay. So then. This export plugin is finished. Well, almost finished technically, but for all intents and purposes, it's finished. I mean, there is a config parsing that I have to work with, which I don't even know if that's even used at this point. Maybe, I don't know. First, write metadata, order file head, segment size, dummy space app, and other dummy space app and other info, track name, audio track info. Yeah, audio track info, which that's the stuff that we're gonna get. That's what comes next. Switch format. Oh, I guess it should be context.format. Why is this? Oh, undefined sample. Otherwise, well, we have an issue. Oh, context.codec, I guess, ID. Well, you just got channels. And then there you go. Oh, you know what? If it's not 1624 float, default, return false. Because then that means like, what the hell? That we could probably check a little later. And then we got set up the encoder as is needed. So yes, so. And then we got context.bitdefpref, and then the format. We don't need to do context.num channels. Just do channels. That works. And then you got the encoder. Context.flac encoder. I gotta look up some reference real quick, because it's an optional thing. If it's not there, then that means we're not encoding FLAC. Actually, that's the biggest check we can make. If we are encoding FLAC, that is what we are. That is what we just go. Like, if we're encoding FLAC, handle that case as a FLAC encoder. Okay, so, okay, so then you got the contain value. Is there an assignment operator? Oh, standard make optional. Okay, so then equals. Well, actually, first off, context.encoder equals standard make optional MKA FLAC encoder. No member named encoder and MK export processor. Oh, because it's actually FLAC encoder. What do you mean it's not also FLAC encoder? It's this thingy. And if it's used FLAC, then it also will appear. Claying, I think you're a little confused. Context of FLAC encoder. Oh, because I have it spelled wrong. That was why, I think. It should be fine now. I don't know why it's tripping out. Because there is under use lib FLAC. Oh, because that's why. It was okay, that was why. No variable overload. Alright, so what we can do, make optional. Oh. Is that why, maybe? Object cannot be assigned because its copy is implicitly deleted. Wait, it implicitly deletes. Well, not make optional. I was trying to, like, go to the class. Oh, is it because of this? Because it deletes its copy constructor or something like that? Because you know what? If that's the case, then oops. Well, I guess you can allocate memory for it, and if the memory is there, then alright, there you go. But I was hoping optional. Oh. I didn't see any deletions, but in case I'm wrong, this is a much nicer way to view it. Here we go. This is what we want. Alright. Stream. I guess there is none, so yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Well, there's no harm in just, I guess, having something like this, and if we don't use it, then we don't use it, I guess. There we go. Set bits per sample. Alright, and then finally, we add some tags. I don't necessarily want us to do any, and then you create the mixer, which this should, just be it. Add tags. But wait a sec. No, because we already do that a long time ago. So previous tag and then file segment. Actually, it should be contact. Like, I know that we saved that. But like file segment at least. Got a little text message. Okay, so well, actually, no, just leave that unchanged, but we're gonna comment that out so that we kind of know. And if it does not equal 0, well, if it equals 0, I mean, judging from the original code, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, because otherwise it would have thrown an exception. Oh. Hey, we probably should capture exceptions with this. You know what? So, because we don't exactly want to do rendering, because this is now the part where I go through all this and be like, okay, what do we exactly have to do? So, like, we do quite all that bit, but you know, maybe I can actually modify that. So, I don't know. I'll do that post-mortem, I guess. Okay, so that doesn't do any file I/O as far as I can probably figure out. That's already like, we're already up to 660 lines of code. So set metadata. Alright, so it's just doing set metadata. Cool. Finally add some tags. Previous tag is a null pointer. And then you eventually render the tag. So okay, you actually got cax tags. That's gonna be the last. I'm just gonna. It's not. I guess this isn't. I'll admit this is probably not gonna be the best struct layout organization, but it's at least organizing the code, and hopefully the compiler can optimize or something. Cax tags, tags. So we have the tracks, and then there's the tags that we do, which is and then there are the queues. All queues. I don't think, do we write those or something? We make the muck, so because otherwise we have some queues, but I don't. Do we have cluster muxer? Yeah, we do. Okay, so I don't exactly know. You know, actually, we might be able to move that. Okay, so might be movable to process. Cool. Okay, set metadata, previous tag, tags, title, blah blah blah. Okay, so definitely we want the tags. So context dot format metadata dot tags equals this. So then we got context.format metadata.tags, because that is a long ass name. So okay, then we do, yeah, then we just save that there. Oh, what? Object of cannot be assigned. Wait, because if we had cax tags. Oh boy. Yeah, we're gonna have to deal with a lot of like copy constructors. Just, oh gosh. Okay. I guess we could just use pointers and allocate instead of. I mean, this is a reference. Okay, well let's just go. Let's actually revert that. So now that we know about that, though. That is a fix me after, I guess. I'm not gonna leave it there. That's just a little note. For right now. Okay, so then the last is the tags. Finally tags. So because then we just do all the bunch of rendering, and that's not even the most of it. Like, then you have to do some cluster muxing. And I think that's the actual export process. I mean, aside from writing the metadata, that's the actual audio data being written is what I meant to say. Okay, so we got the file header. That works. So then file header, email header, ebml head, file head. So then we just go ahead, Matroska 4 or 2. Depending on the version. Needed for simple block. Oh, this isn't much. That's just like context infos. You got the file head, you got a file segment, you got tracks, tags. My audio, is it like my tracks? And then that's for my track my track 1 audio. So you got my track 1 audio. Okay, so then it's the actual what we need to get, because then you got tracks ebml master my track 1 audio, I guess, or audio track What is an abstract class? Oh, because you... Oh, that's a reference, actually. That is a reference. Okay. Most of these aren't really instantiated on our own, I guess. So... Maybe that's just all we really need is a cax track entry, which is just like my track 1. Track 1, you know. And then you kind of, I mean, I guess you kind of have to do some rendering there, you know what? What if we actually move this into a separate class? Where it's like, okay, I got an idea. What if we move the metadata processing into a separate class where it first you do stuff, it lets you do stuff first, right? And then with that class, it doesn't do any committing. You do the actions, and then the actual commit is if you go ahead and just do like commit, you know. So okay, let's. This is like class. I'm not gonna make this a new file, but like format. Well, I mean, some of this is actually like, I think it's actually, this is all the low-level details. What's from the Matroska again? Oh, like different, okay, like, no, this is like, I think the actual low-level, like, details, you know, that we're actually getting involved here. So you know what we can do is we're gonna go and try to figure out. Okay, so we're gonna have a class. It's gonna have different things that we can do, so we can kind of set up everything, right? So we have the MKA format. Actually, I'll just do it in this file. So this is gonna be utilities for the exporter. This is gonna be a class. If we use libflac, that's another class. Class metadata writer. So or is it just like format writer? I mean, that's gonna be a hella misleading name. That's yeah, that's it. Okay. So first off, public what are some private members too? I know we're gonna have standard IO callback, M file. So then what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to MK format writer, Does not declare any constructor to initialize is not modifiable. But yeah, we need standard IO callback file. M file is going to be initialized then to file. Like the other utility classes, cluster marksman, MK FLAC encoder, this class is used in MK export processor. All actions in this class commit everything in memory only until ref write is called, or write data is called. So this is, we're gonna do void write data. I'm not sure if I'm going to expand on that comment or what, but yeah, basically this is going to do everything in memory. So yeah, we need the header, I think. EBML head, file head. So we have EBML file, EBML head and file head. So yeah, the file head, what else was it looking at? You got the file segment, except CAC segment, file segment, which they have the head written, and then you got get child, CAX info. File segments used. So you got the file segment. So you got. Oh. That's it? That's really it. Okay, it doesn't even use segment size. Oh, and we didn't even. Okay. Missing return type for function. There we go. Wrong class name that I wanted. Okay, so then segment size shouldn't matter too much, but it's not even used. So you have the file segment, which you write the head. Yeah, it's white head. So you know what? We're gonna go ahead and this sets up the file head. Sets up the file head and everything. So you know what? File head should be M file head. And file head, right? Don't window it just yet. M file true. Then, okay, then you got the file segment, which I guess we can do CAC segment and file segment. Do you have to do all this metadata and then kind of render it though? Let me figure this out though. I don't know if like you have to say render it and then, because I know there's some seeking going on. Like if info size is not equal to 0, then you got index this, which is meta seek is as a seek head, and there's an index this member function. So you know what? Please let there be like a clear. Alright, add an element into index in the meta seek data. Note the element ought to be written in the file. Oh, well, I mean, because you need to render it first. Okay, well, actually, that makes sense. And then I guess you go to the index. I mean, we're just getting all this out. Okay, add an element to the index in the meta seek data. The element shall already be written in the file. So, okay, well, yeah, that makes sense. And then you got a render for my infos, which is an EBML master. EBML master. Is it render data or just simply render? It's render data. But anyways, render, because it's just actual straight render. So okay, if info size is not equal to 0, so we render the head, right, and then reserve some space for the meta seek win at the end. EBML void dummy start. So let's keep that. Well, there's a file segment. Like, here's the thing, is that it also, because you got file segment, text segment.h, and then there's like right head. Excuse me. Am I trying too hard on this? I kind of wonder if I am. Cax segment is derived from, well, this cax defines. So there's this thingy. And then X Matroska DLL API. What in the hell? Mastercons. It's CAC segment. X constant X element to clone. What? CAC seek. Oh, CAC segment. Okay, so then. Excuse me. Segment X Matroska DLL API X element to clone. What in the hell? Oh, and then there's Matroska EBML con. Oh, that's. Excuse me. Okay, so interesting. Okay, so, but like, let's see if we can do like a white, if we can find a white head. Huh. And then you got window head. Which facility for mass elements to write only the head and enforce the size later. Dude, I think I'm probably taking this way too far, so you know what? I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't even imagine that this would do any particular, like, this doesn't. Oh, wait a minute. It's got. Okay. Okay. Get out of file IO. Okay, we got our own. Wow, I didn't realize we had our own file IO. But okay, really now? Really? Did I just do all that work for? Okay, I might have just realized something. I might actually. I'm not gonna admit that I'm. Let's do the same thing, kind of what we did previously. Let's get rid of this class actually, because you know what? Because I legit. Okay, so actually, turns out, alright, no, it's just, so this thing should build. We're not gonna run it anyways, so, but I wanna do something here. So we're gonna do the same test as we did the last stream. I'm just gonna experiment around. We're actually gonna export an MP2 file, untitled.mp2. MPEG-1, MPEG-2. It shouldn't matter. Let's just do an export, and let's see. Did we get? It's 0 bytes, so I don't quite really understand. But it actually did do some writing, so you know what? If it's doing writing to a file, well, that's. Hold up a sec. Is it actually doing writing? Yeah, there it is. Alright. Okay. Yeah, output stream. Oh, it's a WXF file output stream. Oh my god. Okay, I basically just wasted a bunch of time trying to stress over not doing any file IO when I realized the MP2 exporter does file IO and initialize. Okay, you know what? Okay. Let's start from scratch again. Let's actually write the metadata in let's just go ahead, write the header, write the metadata. Let's do that stuff. So stuff like this, let's just go ahead and do the patchwork, and let's do it all the way up to here. So this is gonna be like the general format info and some like appropriate. That's like the format, kind of fundamental format stuff. So let's just take this. We're still gonna keep that in our little context, anonymous, our context object. I don't know why I just wrote structure, but that's what I was thinking. Okay, so then, okay, we already did that at enable checksum. This I think is just writing the app info. You know, that we can do a bit more later, so I'm not gonna worry about that. This is writing app info and all that stuff. Okay, so I'm not gonna really worry about. We're gonna get the tracks later, just because we're lazy like that, I guess. Context.mk file. So then enable checksum. That we've already kind of just done. And then, alright, now this is like the actual track name. So the Muxine app was libebml plus libmatroska. The writing app is Tenacity. Nice. Okay, so that's like write track name to do multiple tracks. So then, okay, so then we do auto tracks equals track list get project, and then we do what was my tracks? Oh, because I didn't do that. So then there we go. That is changed to get default audio track name preference. Plus I'm also gonna modify this, so we just do that. Boom, boom. Alright. So oh, whoops. It was already there. I just didn't accidentally skipped over it. Okay, so then some bit depth pref. Okay, so then we just kind of track name. This is writing some final track information, I think. Buff.data. Where's buff? Oh, it's literally right there, and that's the init buffer, I guess. That's FLAC. Get init buffer is okay. The init buffer is the init buffer. Okay, so this is just kind of something that we do. So we're just kind of okay. All right, understandable. Except I kind of. You know what, to check if we're doing FLAC or not, you know what, we could just kind of standard unique pointer. That's the only one I'd be comfortable making a unique pointer for. Alright, so then finally set up the mixer. Okay, so then finally this is the actual audio track stuff. Okay, track size is used there, and then you're adding tags. Okay, then after we go to create mix, and then that's when the actual like stuff begins. So you know what, max frame samples per one. Well, let's actually just try to do this in sequential order. We were working on this, and then there's the lib FLAC stuff. Because we got context things. Maybe do a string comparison so that if the beginning starts with FLAC, then oh. But it's trivial enough. Channels. Alright, if we have that, actually get rid of that. Context.encoder.reset new mk FLAC encoder. FLAC encoder. There we go, because it's technically a pointer, and that'll be taken care of. context.codec ID channels. Alright. And then let's fix the indentation. Format. Oh, it's context.format. And if it's none of these, default, turn false, I guess. I don't know, that could actually be breaking things, you know what? Yeah, so far so good, I think. Right track name, right track info. Finally set up the mixer. You know what? I wonder if this is actually needed for the UUID, because I think it takes a random number generator actually, and we do generate a random UUID. So in fact, actually fill random UUID, because yep. Alright, so there we go. Okay, so then so far so good. Okay. Alright. So far so good. So far so good. F name. Okay, yeah, so total. Then file track size, render it, add tags, and then alright, just a bit more. Wait, we already get the metadata though set up, don't we? Yeah, so we don't need that, I don't think. And then finally, wait, do we even do this anywhere? Oh, I guess I got rid of it somehow. Might as well leave it there then. There you go. Oh, my bad. Okay, file. My general style guide, and I'm the one porting it, so yep. Context MKA file, because we're gonna need that for the cluster muxer. Yay! Alright. I don't exactly know where this is used. Oh, well, it's already used there, and that's where we create the samples per run, which is that. And that's where we'll create the mixer. Boom, boom. I think we're done here now, because the rest is now the clusters. So then we're gonna go to process. I need to put a lot of this in a big try block, but before I do that though, let's finally get that done. So first, alright, so then we add the clusters. And that's basically what we're going to be doing. If it doesn't work and it's not necessary, then I'm just simply not adding it. Actually, but there's one thing though. Okay, first off, I don't think we need this anymore. Actually, no, let's double check. I don't think we need anything afterwards. I mean, we're just writing metadata, and then we got the keep labels preference, so we're gonna need that. And then okay, then you're gonna need the label tracks too. You know what? For each label and get labels. Okay, so because you LT is in the track range, which is just any label track. So we have because this is the only one that really takes advantage. Yeah, we got a label array, which is going to be a vector of label structs, and a label struct is basically a label. So I think what we can do is maybe we can collect those labels first. So then, yeah, what we're gonna do is okay, so actually I have an idea. Again, we don't necessarily need that preference, because what we can do is then we can get the labels, collect them, I guess. Do that ahead of time. If I'm actually gonna be taking this out, because instead of keep labels, then I think what we can do is vector label struct labels, and can it be label struct, or like should we just actually it's just label, like label names I think we can just do instead, because then we do like let's see, because then you have to, when we talk about the labels, you know what, for each label get T0. Actually, I don't know if it should hurt too much if like okay, why am I taking some time to debate this? Should be like get labels. It should be like a label away, I think, then. Except I don't want to copy it, so. But, oh well, I guess. Because if there's a way I can do without copying it, you know what? Let's figure this out. Unless we can just go ahead and like, well, we got tracks, and that's gonna rely on the tracks instance. So you know what? Oh, F name. F name's already declared there. What do you mean? So, this needs to be like, set the file up for export first, because we just did all the metadata. Next, set up the file for export, and then set up and write the file structure, including any metadata. So then, what we can do, wait. Can make that a bit nicer. Yeah, it's empty right now. Makes it a bit nicer, actually. If constant expression is nice. So there we go. So I can just do that. And it looks a lot nicer. Okay. So, with that being done, possibly some more. I'll actually do a little bit of polishing, I guess. This I would just keep there, because it's an if-def. So if they want labels collected as chapters, we can collect the names maybe, but like, I don't know why this is, why I'm like, I mean, we could, I guess, save the project also. Then again, I'm not sure if all the others do, so. This context struct, it doesn't, none of them really save the project, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, and I forgot there's the Wavepack exporter. I haven't really checked that out. Yeah. So let's just go ahead, max frame samples. Oh, because... So... I guess what we can do is get label structs, and those would be duplicates, but I don't want those to be duplicates, you know. I mean, I don't want to do... I'm trying to avoid some copying. Without... I don't know. Again, do I overthink things? Probably so. Let's see. So you have a track range from the tracks. Okay, so here what we do is we get a track range, and if it's not empty, go ahead, we get the addition list of the different chapters of the file segment. Oh, we probably will then actually need like file segment at least. Okay, well, we'll see. I got an email. Okay, so I guess we are just going to be copying it, I guess. I mean, I don't really want to, but... Oh, there we go. Unless you just do, like, get labels or something. If we have a number of labels, then just go ahead and do something. What? Wait, what?
No, I think I could be actually confused or something. If that's... Wait. How's this even... Is it me? Am I tripping? I am not tripping. Okay, cool. I thought it was. Okay. Do not save. Yeah, we need the file segment. I don't think we need the header though. So most definitely file segment is gonna have to be like transferred or something. We're gonna need to put in the context. File head. Okay, well, you know, we could just probably like do cat segment, file segment. Because I don't think we need this struct anymore. File segment, and we have the FLAC encoder as needed also. Okay, so then what we got is do the cluster muck scene. If the user wants labels, so then what we do is here we can collect the names, I guess. So export late as chapters, add markers as chapters, track range, auto label tracks equals tracks.any constant label track. Constant auto, and then if not label tracks dot empty, well, we don't need to render that. We're just actually getting the name for const auto track and label tracks. So then what we can do, so we have, this is a single label track, right? And then there's new create get label. So you got the get label. Or you just do get do that or something, I don't know. Label struct. It seems trivial. You know what? So actually, I guess we can. I don't know. I'll cave in to I guess the cravings or whatever. Once I can figure out a way to improve it. And then we'll go ahead and for each label, you know, we'll do that. Context.labels.pushback track.get label. Well, actually, if it's a whole track, actually no, you just go ahead and do like context.labels equals label tracks.get. It's, well, track iterator range. So then for each label track, I mean, we get another number of labels, and then I guess we just add them or whatever. I mean, I've only dealt with just one label track, but you can have multiple label tracks. So you know what? I think, I'm not entirely sure if it's each track that has its own marker or what. Which, you know what, we can probably experiment with that. So let's see. So when we do go to export to a label, I mean, generate some noise, right? And then let's say we have a label track, and it's at say, make these numbers let's see. And then 1, and we just kind of do this. We'll just kind of like down to 30, B2, right? So when we go to export this, untitled.that, keep the labels, okay. And we go back to over here. Oh, we don't need this MP2 anymore. Open it up. Well, we just go to the info tool, open this. So you got a track. Let's see, do you have any labels? No? Doesn't seem like it then, I guess. Yeah, save. Yeah. Yeah. Let's try it again. That's the head. You got a segment, and then you got the seek head, segment info, track number, then you got the audio track, and then you got a cluster, key, track number. So anyway, it doesn't seem like I can search for anything. So then okay, I don't quite really see it. That's interesting. If you then say launch this version of Tenacity, just so that this thing can build. And then if we do file import audio, no. Yeah, well, I did it again. Damn it. That's okay. My stuff ain't too interesting, in theory. Okay, so it actually has 2 label edition. We gotta like maybe improve that. What the hell am I looking for? Oh, this. Seek entry positions. Okay, yeah, it doesn't really seem like, I'm not sure where it would show up here. But you see, I guess if we were to import all of this, and then it shows up, so that's correct. I guess I don't really know where it could possibly show up in, like, the GUI or something. Okay. So there's actually 2 tracks. Okay. Interesting. So we could just get, I guess, the different tracks. Perhaps. Is there like a track view or something? Label track view? Or is it like not what I think it is? Oh yeah, no, it's not what I think it is. Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to like stop trying to bypass this. Cause you got the track range, you know what? Label tracks as a track iter range of constant label track. So let's then, oh, we don't need this cluster mux, so expanded track iter range constant label track labels, and we'll just move it. And then go ahead and just be like, this is it, or context.label tracks, and then we'll just go through them a little later. Context.label tracks. Haha. Oh, wait, there's some red that I don't know what that was for. Okay, so then, so we get the label tracks that we can just go through them. Alright, so then I think that's just about it for that bit. So let's go add the clusters. Oh wait, if yeah, we need to get preference. So let's do something like this. MK option, keep labels ID, default value. What's the default value? Is it true? As an integer. Oh no, a boolean technically, I think. Because I think the default, oh, what? Where? Oh. So that's for that one. Default is true. It's actually a boolean, not an integer. If you got that, otherwise it's just gonna be empty. Do we have a size function? That's operator plus. Same there. We got filter starting with, ending with empty. Size. Okay. Bool empty. Okay, well there it is. So if it's not empty, because otherwise by default it will be. Okay, so let's see. Keep labels. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There we go. That should work. Adding clusters now. Get this little bit, and let's just do. And then let's do all the way there. So now it's in process. So you just do something like that. And let's see. Oh, okay, so yeah, that's why the delegate does things a bit differently here. Okay, a delegate's a bit different. Do that. Context.num channels. Context.samples. That should just remain constant. Oh, timestamp unit. We need a timestamp unit too then. I think there's another way that we can have, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if there's a flag encoder, then yeah, we'll be fine. That means otherwise we wouldn't have created one in the first place. If context.encoder.flag encoder context.file segment. Oh, we need my track 1 and all queues in. Okay. So okay, we need text.flag encoder dot, well, not dot finish, but like, then just get rid of that. So we need metaseek as well. Context.mka file. Context.file segment. If there's a flag encoder, context.format. Okay, but yeah, we need metaseek. Only bytes per sample as well. So we gotta fix probably the whole loop as well. Because it's delegate. While it's well, not delegate dot is stopped, or well, it's not. While it's not stopped or canceled, go ahead. Just keep on doing that. While the delegate dot set dot on progress set status string. What's a good example of a status string? Export CL context.status? What? Why is there a context.stat? Oh, dot status exporting selected audio as flag. If it's selection only. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Okay. So then, okay. Okay. Sounds good. Cool. Alright. Let's just go ahead and do something like... okay. So there we go. So then we set status. Delegate.set status. Set status like that. Context.status string. And then, okay, so we need MagTrack1, all queues, metaseek, bytes per sample. Oh, we do actually have that. Never mind. Context.bytes per sample. Let's try to also maybe shorten this a little bit. Doing something like that. There we go. Context.mixer. We no longer need that. Why? Oh. It's actually... because for some reason, I mean... there's progress.update. So I'm not entirely sure why there's two. On progress. Well, how to say, like, this one sets it. Expo result equals expo result success. Oh, doesn't need time or anything? Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so actually... let me see something here then. Progress result success, so equals export result success. And let's revert this back to how it was originally made, or originally written. While result equals export result success. So then we just go ahead, previously that was like progress result dot or update, progress dot update. So now that's export plugin help us update progress. You got the delegate, the mixer, T0 and T1, nice. Cool. That's awesome. In this case here, okay, export result equals export plugin helpers update progress with the delegate context.mixer, and then T0 and T1, well, context. That's actually neat. I think it probably does more now. Yeah, we also need that as well. Okay, so then same as well. Actually, no, you don't need that. Undeclared identifier export result. Oh no, boys. Just do that. Then we're gonna. Okay, so then we're good now. Context.channels. Do we not have that for some reason? Is it num channels or something? Because I thought we. Oh yeah, it's num channels actually. Okay, no worries. Context dot. Where was it? Here it is. Num channels. Okay. Context.mka file. Queue size. Okay. Yeah. So we need all queues. Yeah, okay, so we need all queues, Metaseek, and MyTrack1 so far. There's also file segment, cax queues, all queues, and label tracks, which I'll go deal with that in a sec. So then when we go to all queues, context all queues. There we go, that's getting a lot better. Boom! Alright, that's less red. And then alright, Metaseek is what we need also, so cax seek head. Cax seek head. Metaseek. Cool. Alright, this is some come along, I think. It's MyTrack1. Oh. Alright. So far so good, so far so good. Alright, so far so good. And then we just got MyTrack1 left, and well, file segment, but actually we got context.file segment. So we can actually do, I think, context.file segment. Okay. Because we already had that. And then what's left is MyTrack1 and... Wait, I didn't get that one? Wow, okay. There we go. No worries. And then we just got MyTrack1. Track 1. Extract entry. Extract entry. Track 1. I'll just call it track 1 though. Actually, it's also space these. Put these under the same section. So instead of my track 1, it's now going to instead be context.track 1. What? Oh, because it's a reference. Oh, because the track entry. Okay, that's where we have the issue. Get child. Gets an element. Okay, that's kind of where I forgot, which is going to be a little bit interesting to see how we do. Cannot be assigned because its copy assignment operator is implicitly deleted. Copy assignment operator of context. Field context is of reference type constant EBML semantic context stand. It's a reference. So unfortunately, we are screwed. Yeah, that's not gonna work well, really. Actually, unless you save my tracks or something, you know what? And then you just kind of have like this again. So you know what? What if we instead? Well, that's also a reference from the file segment. Like, I'm gonna do something. So what if instead we have file segment and then we do this kind of again, except it's already set, right? Or at least in theory it should be, if it's still pointing or if it's like referencing to somewhere and it doesn't get destroyed and all that. Because context of file segment is right there. So then what if we do something like this, except okay, so then let's try this. That should pretty much just about do it, actually. Let's call to implicitly deleted. Okay. Default constructor is implicitly because field context has default constructor. Okay, so in instantiation. Okay, well yeah, that's understandable. Maybe that's what it was actually. It was in here and it was just like nope. Call to implicitly delete. Okay, I'll go here. It's a unique pointer. So as a copy, what has a deleted copy constructor? Unique pointer, I guess. Is it this? Has a default. Oh, it's because of this thingy. Okay. Oh, we didn't even finish the label tracks bit yet. So you know what? So it can't be. Okay. Label tracks has no default constructor. Okay. Yeah, no, that's actually because of the track situation. Wait, I'm just curious also. Oh, this is much longer. Okay. So you know what? I guess we can save the project and then we can just kind of get label track. Excuse me. Track range dot empty. Because we didn't get to that quite yet. Oh wait, do we also do all queues? Because yeah, we add queues and then afterwards okay, that labeled and aside, add clusters, lib flag, use lib flag. Shoot. I guess. Yeah, fine. I guess I'll copy it all then. label array. Well, actually, because this gets the number of labels, and then it gets like, if the label is not empty, like if we have a name and it's also not equal to the default name, then I guess we write it. Which, well, when you create a label, it should just be empty, I think, by default. So you know what? I don't exactly know. Oh, actually, no, it's an actual track. And then I think we do for each end selections get labels. So yeah, because it's like we get, okay, so it's that's the track, and then we actually, for the different labels in it, we get the name as long as it's not empty. So actually, yeah, we do need the label tracks. So you know what? Excuse me. Track list. Audacity application logic. Excuse me. This has a deleted copy constructor as well. I'm trying to figure out, because we can't really do reference, I don't think. I give up, I guess. I'm just gonna pass the project. No other one did it. But I also want to create a copy, or like another reference of it. Weak pointer, Audacity project. Looks like we got some, okay, cool. Yeah, I gotta really figure out a way to just not. Well, no, just, no need to, I guess. Or actually, because this Audacity project, let's also do, like, some more of the preferences, too. Bool, keep labels, and then auto keep labels, context dot keep labels, context dot project equals project dot make. Wait, I want to see something. Can you just like make shared or something? Also do that. Or is it shared? Uses factory function, do not use the constructor directly. Create token. Wow, okay. Oh, you can do shared from this. Actually. Which I think is enable shared from this, which is basically shared from this, which returns, that takes ownership. I guess it can be a shared pointer then, because it got shared from this, so you know what. It's like, I kind of forgot that was a thing you can do, I think. And then what we can do, instead of actually the actual project, well, no, it's still the project, it's just the shared pointer, but we move it because we do not take ownership. Oh god. Yeah, no, I'm not. If all the others are not doing it, then maybe there's a way that we can figure out a way on how to avoid it. So context.project equals standard move project.shared from this to incomplete, because we need like project or whatever. Oh boy. Okay. Include Audacity project.h. Just project.h. Oh. There we go. I like to keep them in order. Okay, so now that we got the project, which is like a shed from this type thing. So then we go to here, and then we add auto track list get. So auto tracks equals track list get project context.project actually. Tracks dot selected wave tracks. Oh, I mean, because add markers as chapters. So we got tracks dot any label track, any label track, constant label track. And then you have the track range, and then right, then we just kind of can get all this. Unless, actually, wait a sec, because it's also behind this preference. It's actually just, no need to do that, just context labels. Track list get context project dot any label track. There we go, just to kind of file segment. Context.meta seek.index this context.file segment context.mka file context.mka file context.meta seek. Oh, we need the dummy start now? Context.meta seek context.mka file context.file segment, then context.mka file. Dummy start. Apparently we do need the EBML void dummy start bit. EBML void dummy start. What? There we go. Okay. There we go. I think that's it. Because then after that, we're done. Okay. I mean, I don't know if this is exactly gonna work, but I did it. Noise. The importer, as far as I know, it works. Yeah, let me get my headphones on, actually. This is just going to be brownie noise, I think. So. Oh, wait. Yeah, actually. Alright. Okay, and then let's create a single label. This is my cool label, right? So we're actually gonna file. This is probably gonna fail, I have a feeling, to be honest. But I mean, that's here. Did it work? Several megabytes. Oh, well, it not. Then again, I don't think Tenacity, that I think has a bug. Okay, that is good. But the real test is if Tenacity, can we import it? File, import, audio. That's Tenacity tests. Matroska files, and it's going to be this. That is good. Detect. Oh, I forgot Audacity actually implemented like tempo. Would you like to enable music view and set this? No thanks. We did it. It's complete. All right. That's good news. I'm actually happy. Most of it, again, is just patchwork. I gotta really refactor that code, though. But for now, I'm calling this a win. Just because I want to get this rebase over, to be honest. So you know what? We did it. Now we just gotta work on, like... Alright, so... What was, let me visit my pull request, because you know what? It's... we had the Matroska exporter. Yeah, okay, that's what I use. Export MKA. I'll just say muxing. Does the actual... Well, wait, there might be an extra fix me in there, actually, that I meant to leave out. Oh no, there's just one fix me, okay. Note that this code can be... Okay, I can probably put all the, like, file structure info into its own class, and that's probably the best way to go, is if you factor all that into its own class. I'm gonna do that a little later, because this rebase branch, I think, is almost now 200 commits, isn't it? Hold up a sec real quick. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna actually wrap up around here. Maybe it started a little bit later, I guess. Just to actually import the I guess the config bit, because I want to get that implemented. Which, oh Jesus, now I gotta minimize all this code. Yeah, it's in the actual Expo plugin itself. But you know what? Let's go ahead and add that up. But at this point, I'd be probably fine with it. So yeah, but we're just gonna wrap this up real quick. So you know what? Yeah, that's pretty much all there is. It's basically done now. I'm just gonna make this, update this and all that. Let me see. And yeah. To do X post config still needs to be implemented, but I'm marking this PR as ready. I don't think it. I generally don't think it's used by anything. But if there is, I mean, it should be easy to do because it's really only 2 options aside from the generic default options. Yeah, so we did it. We finished it up and we just kind of figured everything out. Granted, I think later on I want to do some refactoring regarding it, but yeah, that's one less. That's basically something out of the way now, and I gotta work on the effect now. I'm not gonna do that right now though because I'm gonna go down and soon I'm gonna maybe start some dinner. But yeah, honestly, one of the reasons why I started doing these live streams is because I actually got some stuff done, and I felt like just by at least explaining it aloud, I was able to understand it better. So I'm gonna try to see if I can do that for the export processor. So we can check that out. For now, though, I'm happy that we got the Rebase merge now has Matroska exporting back, so that's a huge benefit. And then last off is the dynamic compressor. Although I gotta make some changes. There are more changes that need to be made first. Like I gotta introduce, for example, a plot widget that was introduced, but I don't think it really got widespread use throughout the code base, and I think that it was the only one that used it. I don't know. Well, it introduced it to like Shutter GUI, if you know what that is. But anyways, yeah, that's honestly a good the second to the last thing has been done before I merge the Rebase branch back into main, and now we're on the dynamic compressor. All right, so thank you guys for watching. For those that came out, I don't know if I'll do this again. As always, I mean, possibly. I think it's been working so far so good, and we'll see what we can do next. Again, thank you for coming out and watching the stream, and I will see you in the next video stream. And yeah, let's hope we can get 1.4 Tenacity 1.4 Alpha 1 out soon. So thanks for watching. If you're interested, maybe you can subscribe. I don't really have a consistent schedule, and yeah, I'm out. Have a great day, or night, or morning, wherever you are. But either way, just have a great time. I'll see you next time.